So my name is Jaime Soltero Jr., owner of Tamale Boy here in Northeast 18th and Dekum. We specialize in tamales, but we serve all kinds of Mexican cuisine from throughout every region in Mexico. And we also incorporate and do some items that are just a twist on it with Northwest ingredients and techniques also that are native to Oregon. So my background, how I got into food, well, I've been in the food industry basically all my life. My parents managed and brought down the Azteca Mexican restaurants back in the late 80s, early 90s, and that's where we got our experience. And then my parents decided to branch off and do their own, and they started La Costa and then La Costita. And I was in the industry. I started as, when I got my worker's permit, started working at Azteca first, and then switched over to my parents when they opened up their shop. Then one day in around 2011, I was at an event and somebody mentioned, hey, because nobody could ever, one of the things that would happen is nobody would ever remember Mayahuel. They couldn't either pronounce it or just even remember it. So anyways, I was at a catering at the Jupiter Hotel, and a couple of people called me, hey, there's the Tamale Boy, because that was one of our representations of the food that we did, which was also a very humbling and kind of an aha moment, I guess, where I was like, well, tamales, it's such a staple, it's a basic, and it's actually the oldest item that's on record in Aztec and Mayan culture, because they would use the tamales to pack for the warriors and for people that were the tribes that were traveling. It was just a staple food, and so throughout the years, it's become, now it's a big representation of holidays, especially family get-togethers, and because it's such a labor-intensive product to make. So anyways, so I was like, well, since I'm all trying to do all this fancying up, Mayahuel and putting it on another level, I should just go back to the basics. And the name kind of stuck. It was very easy to remember. It was catchy, so I decided to, well, you know what, I'm going to give it a try to convert it into kind of like a food cart. And that's kind of when the food cart really started booming. I know there was previous food cart wave, especially downtown, but an actual mobile food cart with a very high-end, or not high-end, but very unique product done well was kind of like, well, let me see if I can transition and do on my slow days. I'll post up, and I kind of modeled my business behind Koi, and who else was Nong's Chicken, and so just really kind of developing my brand with that, with their model. But I wanted to fuse the both because I really like being able to go mobile and do catering as well. So that's kind of how Tamale Boy came to be. It's funny, my parents still have the La Costita, and the thing that I still to this day crave on occasion is just the cheese enchiladas on Mexican food, with what I grew up with in the restaurant industry. But yeah, I get my fix on occasion, and the pollo a la crema, which is like it's more of a Tex-Mex, but it's a chicken cooked in a cream sauce, just because I love cheese. So yeah, those are the two items, but I still get those on occasion and get my childhood fix on the Mexican food. This year was the first year where I have a full-on staff team that's very well organized, and we're ready to go, and they're giving me the opportunity to kind of step away a little bit.
Take a little breather.
Take a little breather, yeah. Well, I think pursuing obviously is just sticking to the grind and working at it. Obstacles will come, naturally, but if you're focused and you're really wanting to do something, I mean, the potential's there. But you do have to get your, for graduates, I think in our industry it's really tough because a lot of people go into it and do their education first, which is it's a way to do it, but I feel that you really need to work in the industry first to see if that's really what your passion is. And once you find that out, then you go into the college and, you know, pursue that, because then the theory and everything else will come into place, and then it'll just, yeah, it'll make you flourish even better. But regardless, it's all a hustle. It's a grind. I mean, you just gotta work hard wherever you go, wherever you want to, and wherever you want to apply your learning to, with whatever company that you decide to do. You know, like I know a lot of line cooks or chefs that they go kind of in place to place, and they to learn different techniques depending on, you know, if you want to do Asian food or Mexican food or French food, and just work in the restaurants that will allow you to do that and grow. Well, obviously, I think when you start any business, you know, you're right. Everything's riding on you, so you have to get up and go. You can't just quit. And I think now the biggest thing for me that gets me up and going is just the people that are around me that are hustling, you know, for the business, and I'm there to accommodate them, because now it's not necessarily I don't feel like it's necessarily mine. I think it's theirs, and I want to kind of keep it that way, because, you know, if everybody's happy and doing their jobs, and that will interpret into the product that we're making, and, you know, in the service that we're doing here at the restaurant. So yeah, I guess that's what drives me every day, is just like knowing that families depend, not just the families that work here, but also the families that love our food and our product. Currently obsessed with.
It doesn't need to be food. It can be like pop culture, music. What are you obsessed with right now?
Interesting. Well, since I'm barely getting my life back a little bit and stepping out, I would have to say I don't know. What's just what I'm obsessed with is just finding that balance, and, you know, being able to spend time with my family, to also feed my workout needs, to, you know, just to feel healthy, get my sleep. So it's just all of that stuff, I guess, is my new. I'm kind of new at this this portion of my life, right? Yeah, like just recalibrating, retouching with friends, and keeping those relationships going, because you know, when I started this, or it's been 5 years now, and it's been grind after grind, you know, daily 12, 14-hour days, it's nonstop, and that piece of it, like my social life and time with the family, has suffered a little bit on that, but everybody's understanding, because, you know, that's what it takes to create something, and then it's even tougher to just keep it going and keep it on top. So that's kind of where I'm at in my life. So we have Tamale Boy on Northeast 18th and Dekum, here in the Concordia and the Dekum Triangle, between Concordia and the Dekum Triangle area. And then we also have a location on Borthwick and Russell, right by 2 blocks, or about a half a mile up from the Rose Quarter, where Widmer and who else is there? Widmer and Emmanuel Hospital, right there on Russell.